Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Femba. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Play Factorio again. I actually had an entire video made before this one, and it was me setting up our defenses and our turrets because we've got a really bad biter problem. We've got these two here, we've got this bigger one up here, we've got another one down here, and we've got one over here. The ones at the top here started coming down and chewing on our base. So it was a problem. We needed defenses. I set up defenses. Cool. Now that we're up to date. The plan for today's episode is actually to completely rip out the base, completely tear it down, redo it. Why do you ask? It's a really bad base. I dislike it. It's very messy, and the best place to start is to cut off the power. Alright, I'm back. I've removed everything but our turrets, and the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to plan out our base first. When you get up to this point, you've got all of these resources and all of these tools that you can use that when you start planning about base, you can just go into these chests and immediately use them. Every single playthrough that I used to do a Factorio, I would end up hating my base. So I'd revert back to step 1 after setting up some turrets, and I just have everything in these chests. And when I'd go into the chest, I'd find what I need. Let's go for electrical mining tools. And I'd go down here, I'd pick these up, and then I'd shift, and I'd just start planning. Because this allows us to make ghosts of items. We're going to have our middle be about here, so these are going to go left, going into this middle part, which will be going up, and that'll be going into our furnaces somewhere. Or we can go down and into this area, and our furnaces can be there. Before we actually do any transport belts on that, we're going to set up our electrical mining drill ghosts on everything else first. That's our ores done and our coal. So all we need to do now is find our transport belts and our electrical mining drills and our power lines, and then set all of this up. I'm just going to do the top layers of them now, just so we don't run out of our electrical mining drills. What I want to do with this base is I want to make it modular power. So we're going to find our electric poles here. What I mean by modular power is that all of this will be linked up, but then it'll also be connected to a power line that's connected to the rest of the power grid. And when this is cut off, this entire section will be cut off from power, so it stops producing. That's all set up, so we are going to move on to setting up our engines now. So we just got to find all that. Offshore pump, pipes, more transport belts, burner inserters, steam engines, boilers. And just like in episode 1, we're gonna chuck an offshore pump there. We chuck a pipe there, a boiler here, boiler there, a steam engine here, steam engine there. We're going to get some splitters, underground pelts. We're also going to make a couple more splitters. We want a bunch of splitters so that we can flip one line like that, another line like that. This line is going to go to our furnaces. This line is going to go to our power. And this line is coming down. And we're going to have an inserter inserting coal into a chest. All this is going to be able to let us, and all this is helping with is so that when we stop producing coal later, that we have a backup of coal, so that if we need it, we can put an inserter here, and then put a line. Now what this does is that we can put another inserter on the side of this iron chest, make a transport belt leading up to this line, which is heading up to our power. Or we can make another splitter, split it evenly, just so that we are not using all this electricity and just using it from this chest here. Gonna bring this all the way over. When we hit the water, we're gonna turn, go down. Then we're gonna use our burner inserters. One there, another one there. Remove the excess of that. Finally place a small electric pole there. This one is going to be our modular power cable. So when this is disconnected, it disconnects this from the entire power system. And when this one is cut off, our copper is cut off from the power system. To make those more obvious, what we can do is we can create some lamps so that when we remove our electric pole, those will be flashing like that. And this one's cut off, cuts off our iron. Our first power is all set up. Now we've got to go set up our furnaces. To set this up, we're going to bring our coal line down here. We're going to move it across. And then we're going to split it twice again. So there, there. And these three are going to branch off. One's going to be for stone, one's going to be for iron, and the other one's going to be for copper. Now we know what our lines kind of look like. We're going to start placing our furnaces and such down. Long-headed inserters, normal inserters, furnaces, more inserters, more furnaces, more long-headed inserters. Now, how are we going to get these resources up into here? Well, by using some gaps. Because of some gaps, we can actually change how these lines are completely. We did the same for our iron. And that's all in place now. So this will be a line of coal. This gets split and put up here into this line, which goes into these furnaces that is also being fueled by copper from up here. And then our coal splits again, comes across here into this line, which goes into these furnaces with iron ore from up here and turns into iron plates, which go all the way up here and then turns into here and meets up with our copper. To make that all modular, all we have to do, bring our power lines across. So we go down there, across to this side, then up, and we're in. Very simple. Just have to make sure that when we set up these, that it does not allow to connect up, so just a 3 space, which is perfect. We have a problem that I did not calculate. I wish that we could have it so that we would be modular with both sets of furnaces, but I guess this will have to do just fine. So when we turn off the power for one furnace set, it turns off the power for both of them. We're going to cut away this line for now, since we're not setting up our stone. And I'm going to quickly place in all of these. All the transport belts are now in place. Now I'm going to set up all our arms for our furnaces. Ran out of long-handed inserters, but it's fine. We've got a majority of them in place. So let's quickly set up our assembly machines to automate crafting our research again. And let's find a good place for our labs. Let's set up our turrets again. So we need our assembly machines again. We're also going to quickly grab our labs. Because of these power lines, we're going to have to move us down a little bit. Also going to have to move all our chests really quickly. Alright, everything's on chests again, so let's set up assembly machines for iron gear wheels. So we're going to have 5 of those. Copper cables down here. Oh, and I think I've actually messed up our modular electricity. I think we can still use our modular electricity for our mining drills and our furnaces, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it for our automation up here. This will be making us ammo. It is slightly modular, it does get rid of our iron as well, but we can probably just have it set up so if we want our iron running, we can just connect a modular piece here as well. Let's go and create a loop. A pretty nice weird shaped square. I'm going to quickly fix up here just so it's a lot more square shaped. Alright, I fixed that up, so now it's looking more like a rectangle. We're going to remove this wall. We're also going to remove these turrets. We haven't been attacked once this episode. That's because our pollution is all the way gone. That is fantastic. So we don't really have to worry about the biters attacking us anymore, so we can remove all of these turrets. So we're going to start our first turret right there. We're going to ghost the rest. This green outline, we want to have a square pushed out from it, from the last turret we placed. Cool, all the turret ghosts have been placed. Now we just have to set the inserters. So with the inserters in place, now onto walls. Power cables are going to have to be like something like this. How we're going to do walls is we're going to do a space around the entire thing. Then bring it the space before our transport belt. The walls are in place, and I think that's actually a really good place to end the episode. Um, there's a lot. I've done a lot today. We fixed we took down our entire base, first of all, and then we set up a better way to extract our coal, copper, and iron ore. And we set up better furnaces. It's just going to run a lot better. And then we set up our first part of assembling machines. Everything is definitely in their blueprint modes, of course. Between episodes, I'll get it all set up and built, so you guys don't have to watch through that all. But we've got a better base here. We've got a fort. And by next episode, it should all be done. And, well, if you liked this video, please like the video. If you have any thoughts to share, please share them in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me, it really helps the channel. And I will see you on another day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.